If you've ever had a kid meltdown at a holiday party, you are probably leery of going to another one anytime soon. Don't avoid the party circuit, though. Julie Freedman-Smith here this morning from Parenting Power, one of your regular visits to Breakfast Television with some advice.
Sure.
And right off the get-go, what are the 3 things we can do to help mitigate all this?
Well, you know, you said don't avoid the party circuit, and
Yeah.
I would say circuit, avoid it.
Okay.
Because if you go to party after party after party after party, you're going to
Trouble?
wear everybody out.
Okay.
So, sleep, food, and expectations.
Okay.
Make sure that your kids are getting enough sleep overall.
It's tough
Yeah, if you
with
keep them
visitors.
out, if you
Yeah.
keep them out one night, then don't plan to go to a party the next night,
Yeah.
because you know it's all going to come crashing down around you, right?
Yeah.
So make sure they're getting some sleep. And if they didn't get their nap in because grandma was visiting and it was too chaotic, then you're going to know that you're going to be coming home from that party early. Don't set yourself up for failure.
Sure, sure.
Food. There's lots of sweets around this holiday season, but that doesn't mean that that's all they should be eating.
Yeah.
Because lots of kids, some kids handle sweets just fine, but lots of kids go up, down,
Yeah.
right? Super crash.
We've seen those sugar spikes, right?
Keep the protein and things in there, and keeping them regular, that's a good thing for everybody.
Well, when it comes to sweets, how do you regulate all that? Because the sweets are everywhere when you
Sure.
go to somebody's house, right?
Right. So that's kind of about expectations, because
Yeah.
different families will have different thoughts. If you're going to one party and you don't care because you're sleeping in the next 2 days, then maybe it's a have at her, eat whatever you want, don't worry about it. But if you know that that's not going to be the case, then make a plan with your kids ahead of time. You can have one of this and one
Sure.
of that, or you can have 3 things overall you choose from the table, and we'll space them out over the evening, and then you can have
Or
it.
you get 1 glass of pop.
Yes.
You can have it whenever you want, but
Exactly,
you only get one.
and then after that it's water, water, water.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
So expectations up front are the key, because if you're going in once your child is freaking out and now you're trying to lay down rules, that's not going to help
happen.
anybody. So let them know ahead of time, this is it. And the more choice you can give them within your boundaries, the more they feel like they have a little bit of power,
Sure.
so they're not going to fight you for that power.
Sure, exactly. Okay, so is there a method to keeping the kids under control and avoiding the meltdown?
So, setting expectations, making sure that you're going home before it, okay?
Before it, okay.
Christmas parties are famous for people saying, you know, I really should take the kids home. It's about half an hour till meltdown. Oh, it's about 15 minutes till meltdown. I should really take them
And
home.
then boom.
And then, oh shoot, I should have taken them home.
Yeah.
Well, that's too bad for you. Like your mistake as a parent, right?
Yeah.
We can set our kids up for success by knowing what's going to happen and getting them out early.
Okay, you take them home early, the
Yeah.
half hour before you're predicting
Right.
the meltdown. Now you're at home. How do you wind down?
Right. So, calming music in the car.
Sure.
Don't put a video on in the car, because if
Okay.
you want your kids to go to sleep, the last thing you should be doing is having them watch a screen.
Sure.
Because it gets their brains stimulated
Yeah.
instead of winding them down. And you know, if you take the storybooks in the car, that's another thing. You could read their bedtime stories on the way home, so you're that much closer
How
to
about
bedtime
taking
routine.
an extra long drive? Because I know my kids, the motion of the car just kind of numbs them.
Well, if
Yeah.
that works,
Yeah.
great. But for some kids, they sleep in the car, then they
Oh.
get home and they're awake, and then you can't put them to sleep because they've had just enough sleep and they won't go back to sleep.
Yeah,
Do you know
yeah.
what I mean? You guys know, parents know their kids
Sure,
best.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay, sidebar stuff, staying with the holiday theme now.
Yes.
What if your kids are afraid of Santa?
If your kids are afraid of Santa, it's not really a surprising thing, because
Okay.
he is a stranger.
True.
Generally a large and loud stranger, and we typically tell our kids to not get too close to strangers, and yet with this particular stranger, we need them to sit on his lap and tell him their deepest, darkest secrets. It's a weird thing.
It
right?
is.
So if your kids are scared of Santa, talking it through with them, especially if they're little. Don't fight kids and tell them they're not scared, because the more we tell them they don't feel an emotion, the bigger and louder they have to tell us they feel the emotion. No, he's really scared.
Yeah.
So you can say, I see that you're feeling nervous. Would you like to stand beside him?
Sure.
Or would you like to sit on his lap? You know, give them some choices.
Another choice,
And
right.
if they are going to get a present from Santa, but they don't want to sit on his lap, you know, can they go up and say, thank you, Santa, and just take the present? Work out with them the baby steps that will work so that they can still be polite and follow your values and do what you need them to do for the holidays.
Julie, you have a new book coming out. Or it is out. You can order it right now.
Yes, from our website, A Year of Intentional Parenting. So parenting tools to help you every week. There's a parenting intention. It's about Right now, it's about keeping the holidays peaceful in your home. The December week one is. There's ones on manners. There's ones on toilet training, peaceful, patience, not yelling at your kids. So every week you can open it up, decide what your intention is for that week, and follow it. Or you can just open it up and quickly scan the one on manners if you're heading to a party, or if Christmas is coming, or there's a dinner you're concerned with. Those kinds of things.
Parentingpower.ca is where you can get that book right now. Good to see you again, Julie.
You too.
Happy holidays if I don't see you.
Same to you. Thank you.
We're checking in with Jill Bella now. She's hanging at her new restaurant in Inglewood called The Nash.